There is no dignity in poverty. We can break the chains of poverty and live our lives free. There are various things that we face as humans in our day-to-day life. There are some things which are more painful than the others. And today I'm going to speak about one of those things that I term as painful because of the way it rips off a human of his dignity. Let me just give you a quick background to what I want to talk about. I want to bring out a very important aspect of something called poverty. Let nobody lie to you. There is no dignity in poverty. Let nobody sugarcoat this. Let's say it as it is. The only way that we can get out of something is speak the truth and nothing but the truth. Truth is bitter, but we get to learn in the process. I'm going to take you through types of poverty that someone can find themselves in. I'm also going to speak about how we can get ourselves out of poverty. And I'm also going to speak about things that poverty makes us go through. It's not an easy place to be in life, but because of circumstances that are not within our control, we tend to find ourselves in this quagmire. But it should never be the end of life, but we should draw lessons from it and strive to get out of it. Thank you. Let's do this together. Karibuni. It's no longer a secret that there is no dignity in poverty. The pain that a poor person goes through is unexplainable. Even those rights that we are supposed to enjoy as humans, let me tell you, a poor person is ripped, or these rights are taken away from them. Let me put this in perspective. There are some basic things that we enjoy as humans. These are housing, what I mean is shelter, clothing, education, even food, and the rest. Those are basic human rights, and even access to medical care. But if you're poor, it's sad. You don't even access the basics that you're supposed to be accessing as a human being. Even putting food on your table. You will find that a poor person will be surviving with a meal a day. While in actual sense, you might think this person is fasting. Poverty can make you behave in a certain manner just to survive. Some people will applaud you, say, I like the way you're looking so lean, your body is looking so nice. Because you don't take in food. You find yourself taking in food once in a day, and it's not even guaranteed. How does your body adapt to this? You'll find that someone will lose weight. People think that this person is so healthy. People think that it's a choice. But let me tell you the painful truth. It's just a survival tactic. Let me give you examples before we delve into what causes this poverty and how we can come out of it. Let me quickly bring in the indignity that poor people face every day in our society. I'm sure these are things that we have seen with our own eyes, and even we have read, we have heard, and we have even experienced. If you have been poor, you have experienced this. Let's picture this. There's a meeting which has been called, even in a family gathering. You will find that a poor person will work his head and energy out in those gatherings. If it's doing the tedious work in even family, imagine this thing is even enshrined deep into families. You'll find that a poor person will be working 3 harder, while a rich man or a rich woman will be seated somewhere on a tent, taking in soft drinks, taking in the best parts of the meat. But the poor person, nobody even cares. They will be in the kitchen cooking. They will be the ones chasing around the chicken. They're the ones to slaughter. Another painful thing that a poor man or woman goes through. I'm starting in a family unit. I'll still use the same example when there's a function. A poor man's wife will be treated to the most inhumane conditions in such functions. You'll find that a poor man's wife will be in the kitchen or at the far end of the fence. You'll find her draining matumbo and cleaning and sweating and doing all those kinds of hard duties, sweeping, making sure that the food is ready. But can we say the same thing about a rich man's wife? Definitely no. You'll find a rich man's wife doing what we term as something proper or something which is unified in a way. You'll find a rich man's wife cooking things like pilau. You'll find her preparing kachumbari, serving good things like sodas, drinking tea. In fact, you will never see any sweat running down their face. As soon as they see some sweat, you'll see them dash to a place, and then you'll see them making themselves up to look good. While you are in the kitchen sweating, replacing the firewood, doing all those things that you won't ever see a rich man's wife do. Have you noticed that in meetings, I don't know why we do this as humans. Have you noticed that in meetings, a poor man's contribution is not taken into consideration? You might have the best points. You might have the solution to the problem at hand, but nobody takes you seriously. But as soon as a rich man or a rich woman speaks, everything is taken as a gospel truth. But all your suggestions, all your points, all the things that you thought are going to make a change or even bring out good things from the meeting, nobody considers them. When you're walking along the road, a poor man's greeting is equated to begging. You might be innocently walking on the road. You see someone, your kin, your friend, your neighbor passing by. As humans, you will want to say hi, but shock on you. Your greeting will be taken as begging. In fact, someone will put up their window so that you don't become a nuisance to them. Poor humans. In Matthew 25 verse 29, it says that those who have in abundance, by that I mean whoever has something, more will be given to them and they will have it in abundance. But those who don't have, the little that they have will be taken away from them. I hope you're understanding this verse. It's something that I read and then I asked myself, so it means if you're rich, you'll continue getting richer. But if you are poor, even the little you have, maybe you have a chicken, you have one goat, you have one cow, you have 100 shillings saved under your mattress, that this will be taken away from you. This is the reality, and this is in the Bible. The reality of this matter only brings us back to where we ought to have started. That we should do anything possible under the sun we get out of poverty. Another verse that we are going to speak about today is Proverbs 24:33-34. It's a verse that most of us are familiar with. It says that a little slumber, a little sleep, a little folding of the arms, and poverty will come to you like a thief. My people, when someone is waking up in the morning to open their business, you will find some businesses are open as early as 5:30. But you're inside your duvet, tossing and turning. Even the alarm that you had set, when you hear the alarm, you've stopped the alarm. When you hear birds chirping outside, even God has given us something to tell us that it's time to get up. You'll hear a cock crowing here. You'll hear birds chirping outside, meaning even the birds have woken up. They don't have school fees to pay. They don't buy food. They don't till the land, but they wake up so early, and you will hear the birds chirping outside. You will hear a jaguar somewhere waking you up in the morning. But who are we? We would rather go back, take our duvet, cover our heads, so that we don't get to hear any noises. By the time you wake up, someone has made 1,000 shillings. But what have you made? Nothing. You wake up, you take your sweet time, you fold your hands. You wake up, you have slept, you have had your sweet sleep. In fact, you are dreaming at 8 a.m. You wake up, someone has made 1,000 shillings. Someone you have the same shop, even in the same location, they have already made 1,000 shillings. You wake up at 8:30. You don't want to get tired. You don't want to sweat. You want to remain pretty. You wake up, you fold your hands. You start taking breakfast slowly, taking your sweet time. After that, you go take a bath, I don't know. Time is moving swiftly. Your counterparts are making 2,000 shillings. You have made nothing. And at the end of the day, you come back to say, poverty has visited my home. But you welcomed it with the open arms. Taking, sleeping, folding arms. The Bible wants us. The Bible is there to guide us as humans. And if the Bible is against laziness, if it's against folding of hands, if it's against dragging our feet, we should just do that and get up and do one or two things to improve the quality of our lives. You don't want to be the one who will be blaming everybody for your state of life. Let's not reach a point where when we see a rich person, we draw conclusions on how they got rich. Let us work hard so that we don't call successful people thieves. Let's work hard so that we don't justify our quality of life on things which are not practical. Let's work hard so that we don't get jealous when we see our brothers and sisters get successful. Let's work hard so that as God is going around blessing other people, God will see that you are actually trying and He will bless you. Hope we are together. Let's get to understand the various types of poverty. You might be doing so well today, but things just happen. I'm going to speak about a few types of poverty that we experience in our daily lives. The first one I'll put across is the situational type of poverty. This mostly happens to people who are doing so well, but suddenly something beyond human control happens. You saved your money and you built rental houses, but you didn't maybe build it in a good place. You built it in a place where floods pass through. That's why you're being advised that the best time to buy land is when it's raining. You know why? There are some places which are so dry, so nice, that you don't resist putting down your money to buy these kinds of pieces of land. In this situational type of poverty, I have an advice. I'm advising anyone who wants to buy land, before you sink in your funds in anything, first do a reconnaissance visit to a place, especially when it's raining. You might be shocked that the area is full of floods. But now that you didn't take that into account, you took all your savings, you built rental houses in such a place, like a water body, like there's a stream which has dried up, but you didn't know. You can even buy these lands at a very cheap rate. But as soon as you put up your investment and the rain starts pounding, all your investment is washed away and you remain with nothing. This is what I term as situational type of poverty. This a type of poverty which is called generational poverty. You find in a family that poverty has been running down generations. You'll hear that the grandfather is poor, the father is poor, the son is poor, and it goes on and on and on. This type of poverty, people find themselves in. They don't choose. You are born and voila, you find that you are born into a poor family. But the good news is you can be used by God and your hard work to break this generational type of curse called poverty. When you decide that enough is enough and this is not going to go past my generation, and you start doing things in a proper manner, I can assure you that you will break this chain of poverty. Another type of poverty that we can discuss together today is making bad financial decisions. This type of poverty mostly happens to people who have money, but they make wrong money moves. Maybe you take all your money, or even take a big loan from the bank, and you invest all this money in a business, but the business does not bring you back returns, and you unfortunately lose your investment. This will definitely bring you to the cold arms of poverty. Another thing that we can discuss that can bring in poverty is lack of good education. In most cases, education is a path out of poverty. What I mean is, it's one of the routes that you can actually invest in, and it will take you out of poverty. It's through education that we learn about good financial management. I can assure you that with education, you can be able to maneuver your way and know where to put your money. Guys, good education will open up your mind. Someone who has no financial education will bundle all their money into one business, and if things go bad, they lose everything. Also, you'll find that instead of investing the returns from this business, someone will take the profit and hide it under a mattress. What can we do to rid ourselves from these types of poverty that we have mentioned? First, get yourself sound education in matters finance. If you have this, as I had said earlier, you are going to have a broad mind on what to do and what not to do. Another thing is for you to have a mentor. In every field that you want to venture in, I'm sure there are mentors in that field. Even within your own family, among your friends, in your neighborhood, you can actually scan through. And if you see someone that has the same interest in the line of business that you want to do, in the line of anything that you want to do, I am sure that you can find a mentor. Even in the internet, information is everywhere. Look for someone who can hold your hand, teach you the ropes, and in no time, you'll be on your way to financial freedom. Another tip to break the vicious circle of poverty is for us to live within our budget or within our means. There's a famous saying going around that vidole vyote havitoshani. All fingers are not equal. Don't compare yourself with people. You don't know what they do behind closed doors. It's only you that knows your financial muscle. And we should learn to live within our means. Another thing that we're going to discuss that brings in poverty without warning is impulse buying. There are people who cannot pass by a good shoe, a good bag, a good cloth, a good drink, or anything that you like. Most of these kinds of people might have saved money on the side. But as soon as they pass by a window with any display of something that their eyes cannot resist, these people will move in so fast and purchase the very thing that they had spoken to themselves that they are going to avoid. This path will lead you to poverty. You have to talk to yourself. You have to have self-control so that you can be able to save and do something for your own life. If you want to improve the quality of your life, if you want to put your financial muscle in place, you have to rid your eyes from seeing things that attract your eyes and even make you purchase things without having a second thought. Guys, fear has made us lose a lot of opportunities in life that would have changed our lives. I can say this by bringing this out clearly. Fear makes us have low self-esteem. In your heart, you feel like there's something that if you put your energy in, you're going to rid yourself of poverty. But you start having second thoughts. Why should you fear what people will say? Do you think if you sit in a corner, people will not speak? People speak every other day. Not unless you are no longer living. But as long as you're living, people will always speak. So, let's not stop our wheel of progress by fearing what people will say. You start thinking to yourself, sasa nikifanya hivi, watu watasema nini? My answer is, wacha waseme. Be bold. Talk to your inner self and just do what you got to do to get yourself out of the cold hands of poverty. Nobody is going to pity you, so why should you fear what people are going to say? Just do anything, just start. Do what you can do. So this pity party of saying what will so and so say, that should not be a reason. In fact, you should not even think about it. Do you? The world will adjust. Another tip is for us to set financial targets. This is going to give you a pathway into achieving your dream and eventually take yourself out of poverty. When we set goals on our finances, let's not make it so complicated. Let's make it easy and attainable. Let us do anything under the sun to remove ourselves from this bondage called poverty. As I have indicated earlier, there is no dignity in poverty. So, let's start as early as tomorrow to do anything under the sun, as long as it's within the law, as long as you're not stepping on anyone's foot, as long as you're not doing anything bad to anybody. Let's do whatever it takes to bring ourselves and break free from the chains of poverty. Let us wake up very early to go to the market and buy things at a cheaper price. Let us learn not to buy brands, but we buy products. Let's learn to make products at home that we can be able to make to reduce our budgets, monthly budgets. Let's not strain ourselves to be like another person. You can never be another person. Do you? And if we observe all this, we can be able to save an extra income somewhere, and it will enable us to venture into businesses and any other thing to elevate ourselves. If you're running, run faster than Kipchoge. If you run 1:59, run 1:50. When you have reached another level of financial breakthrough, let's move our goalpost to another level. Don't put your goals to be so big and unattainable. It will eventually discourage you. Let's learn to move from one step to another, and eventually, with discipline, hard work, and setting our eyes on the goal, we will be able to achieve this and get ourselves out of poverty. That is all that we are able to discuss today. I'm sure that we have learned one or two things. If we follow this and many other things that we can be able to learn in our environment or through observation or what we can see other people doing, I'm sure that we can get ourselves out of this poverty. Thank you for watching. Let's meet in the next video. Thank you for my subscribers. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe, like, share, and comment. I appreciate each and every one of you for taking your time out of your busy schedules to watch this vlog. I don't take it for granted, but I am grateful and I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for watching. See you in our next vlog. Bye.